Guys, listen. Have you completed that currency conversion program? Okay. How many units are there? 2000. Then 50, 20, 10, 5, 2, 1. Okay. Then so from main method, what we will do? Scanner. Good. We have to take the input, right? Main method is using for what? Taking the input from user, then we have to call the particular method which we have that will perform the logic. Then after that we will display the answer, right? So from here we are taking which data we are going to take here? What is the implementation? How we can implement the scanner? Scanner system dot then next we are not asking anything, right? We will not ask anything, right? Then how user will identify? Then enter the okay, fine. So we can take the value now, right? Equal to scanner object dot next int, because integer data we are taking. Then so we got the value from user. Using that, what we have to do? We have to create a method, right? What is the syntax of creating method? Static. Now I am giving void. We will select the data type later. Then what we can give as method name? Get okay nodes, right? Units, because coin is also there, not only nodes. In currency. Fine. Then how many data is required for finding this, performing this operation? 1. What is the data type of the data? Amount. Then what logic we can create here to find out how many units of currency we are using? How many variables required? What will be the logic? How many variables are there? How many units are there? 10, right? Okay. So integer 2000, you can write 2000. I'm just writing 2k. Then amount, this is 2000, fine. Then amount divided by 2000. So how many 2000 nodes we have to use? That we will get here, right? Correct. Amount divided by 2000. So if our amount is, like, if you are getting confused, you can just use an example. At that time you can create and make an example and try to continue the logic creation. So here I am taking 45,832. So if this is the node, then what will I get in 2k? What will I get? I can make 44,000, right? 44,000 means how many notes will be there? 22, right? Correct? Correct? Okay, then remaining how many like what is the remaining data? How we can make that remaining data? So where will I store the data? Louder, I can't hear. My question is where I will, like, what should I do next? In amount itself I can update, right? Because I don't want that data now. Whatever data I am taking with this 2k, that I can remove from amount. Correct? So amount equal to, can I say int amount? Why? Already it is declared. Okay, so amount is enough. Amount equal to what change? So minus equal to what? Correct. Amount equal to amount minus 2k. 2k means 22. So I will reduce, I will subtract this value with the 22. Is that correct? 2k into 2000. So that variable value into 2000. Correct? Understanding? What is 2k into 2000? Louder. What is 2k? 22. Correct. It is number of count of note. Number of notes. So the value of that amount is what? If I have 2022 notes, what is the total value? 44,000. How can I get that value? I have to multiply 22 into 2000. Then only I will get the value. That value I have to subtract from amount. Correct, to get the remaining amount. So I can write this statement in this way also, right? Minus equal to, because before and after equal to I am finding the same variable. Fine. So what data we will get here? 1832, I guess, right? Make sure that. Correct. The remaining amount will be what? This part will be what? 44,000. And I am reducing that from amount and I am replacing the value into amount. What will be the data? Correct? Understanding? You don't have to even take another variable here. Again, if you are creating variables, it will increase the length and also number of items you are using. Everything will get increased, right? Always you have to focus on reducing the number of line and also reducing the use of variables. Everything you have to focus. Fine. So what will be the next thing? Int 500. 100 spelling is correct, right? Okay, then amount by, correct, by 500 will be the number of 500 knots, correct. Then how can I find out the remaining data? After taking these knots, what will be the remaining data? How can I find? Amount equal to minus equal to that number of knots into 500, correct. What will I get as a result? 332, correct, right? From this I am reducing 1500, correct. It will be 332. Then what is the next unit we have? Anyway we have to write condition for all these. So what will I write here? Int 200. So just 200. you have to complete that. For easiness, I'm just writing in this way. While you are writing, you have to complete that as 2500. Likewise, you have to give that variable names. It will be good. Then amount divided by 200. What will be the data here? What will be the remaining data? Oh my god. What will be the remaining data? Amount minus equal to 200 into 200. Correct? This is the same logic, right? Whatever we did yesterday in our year calculation, same logic we are using, right? That is why I discussed about these both things together. We were started discussing on that year program, and suddenly I explained this program. Why? This will be more easier to understand for you, more than that year programs. Correct? Fine. Then what will be next? Int 100 equal to, how can I find out 100? Amount divided by 100. What will be the result here? Okay, it will be 1, right? Okay. Here what is the result? 132. Okay, good. Here 15, no. Here it is 3, correct? In 1800, 3 500s are there, right? Okay. Fine. What is next? Amount minus equal to 1h into 100. Next int, what is the next unit? 50. So what is the result here? 32. Okay. So next unit is 50. Even though we know that 50 is not there, we have to write that, because different cases will work for, if we are writing all the cases, then it will work for any number, right? Any value. So we are focusing on that. We don't know what data user will give. Correct. So we have to write here. What we can write here? 50. Equal to amount divided by 50. What will be the data? Then amount minus equal to 5t into 50. Then next one, int, okay, equal to amount divided by 20. Amount minus equal to into 20. Will be 0 only, right? What will be the data here? What will be the data here? Here it is 32 will be there, right? We are not reducing anything. What is 50? Count of 50 is 0. Here it will be 0. I am not reducing anything. Amount will be remain same, 32. Here what is happening? What will be the data here? 1. So what will I change here? It will become 12. Then remaining 10. Equal to amount divided by 10. What will be the result? 1. Then amount, what change will happen in amount? Minus equal to 10 into 10. Correct. Then, oh yes, then int, what is next? 5 to 1, 3 units also there, 5. Amount divided by 5, amount minus equal to 5 into 5, correct? So here the result is what? 2. Here 0, here 2, correct? Then next one, int 2 equal to amount divided by 2, then amount minus equal to 2 into 2. Then last one. So here what will be the change? It will be 2, right? 1, correct, 1. Then here 0. Fine. So last statement will be amount divided by 1. We can take 1 itself, correct? Anyway it will be, no, it will be, we don't know, correct, we don't know. So amount divided by 1, amount will become 0, right, at last. Whatever value is coming in amount at last, that will be anyway divided by 1. I don't have to do that calculation, correct? Correct. Whatever the remaining data are coming, correct? It will be divided by any data divided by 1 is what? The data itself, right? Correct. Again, why should I do the multiplication and removing? Understanding what I am saying? Any data is divided by 1 is same, that like any data divided by 1 is the same data, that data itself, correct? So I don't have to do that division actually. Whatever the amount data is, that will be divisible by 1. I can use that with ones, but only one thing, I have to know how many ones I am using, units I am using. For that this line is enough, correct? How many units of 1 I am using, that I can get from this line, correct? If I am reducing that also, like amount minus equal to 1 into 1 will be what? At last it will become 0. My amount will become 0, correct? Understanding what I am saying? No, here it is 0, here it is 0. Done. Then how can I get the total units, count of total units? Written? No, how can I get the total number of units? How many number of units I am using? That is also another part, right? You have to find out. How can I add? What should I write here? Variable of, okay, number of units. Then starting from 2k, okay, 2k plus 5h plus 2h plus 1h plus 20. No, what variable I used, that we have to use 1h, then 5t, 5t plus 2t plus 1t, 1t plus, then what is next? 5 plus 2 plus 1. Check 10 variables are there or not. Check 10 variables are there or not. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Correct? Then how can I return this data? Return. So only units you are giving, right? Or else if I am saying I have to get all the datas, then okay, string. Here also we can write. Here also we can write 2000. How many 2000 you will use? Plus 2k. Correct. Plus how many 500 you will use? Plus 5k. This is how we can print, right? 2000 will print, then the value will print. How many number of 2000 you are using, that will print. Then in next line 500 will print, then how many 500 you are using, that we will add here. Getting my point, everyone? So in this way, in different lines, 2000 will print in first line. How many 2000 we are printing, that will come. How many 2000 we are using, that will come. In next line, what we will do? 5000, 500. How many 500s are there? Where we are storing that value? Here you can see the variable, right? 500. Then what is next? In next line, how many things are there to print? We have 200, 100, 50. So 200, variable is what? 2h. Then 100, 1h. Then what is next? 50. That is 5t. Okay. Then how many datas are remaining? 5. What is this? 20. Then 10. Then 5, right? Then 2. Then 1. Then at last we can print. I am taking one line separation, one line I am just leaving space. Then after that I will print what? Number of units. How many number of units we are using? How we can get the data? So what data type we are using? What data type we are using? What data type I am using here to return? String, right? So I have to mention here string. See, this /n will provide a new line, right? So this will print in one line and it will provide a new line. In that new line we will print this one. In that way we are printing all the datas. At last you can see, after printing all these datas, I am printing 2 times. I am giving 2 times new line, right? So there will be a separation between these data and number of unit. One line separation will be there. Okay, so I created the logic. Then what should I do in this method. What can I do here? Okay, I can call and also print directly, correct, because the data is coming as string. The data from that method is string. So if I am just calling, what is the method name? Okay, get number of units, amount I am passing. Then can I run the program now? Everyone, can I run the program now? Okay. So amount, what amount we given there? 4, 5, 8, 3, 2 something, right? Why I am not getting anything? Then why you are not saying that? Can I print like this? No, can I run like this? I have to print this data, right? Because this method is performing and it is bringing some string data. I am not using that string data. So how can I use that string data? I have two options. I can take the result into a string. Correct. The data will come into string. Then I can print it. Are we getting the answer? Check whether it is correct or not. You can just add these items. This will become 44,000, right? 44,000 plus 1,500. What will be the answer? 45,500. Correct. Then add this also. This also. Then again this one. These two datas. 45,830. Then this one. We are getting the answer, right? So how many nodes required? 22 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. What is the result? 22 plus 3, 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is 30, right? 5 ones are there. So 30. Understanding? So all the units are printing and also total number of units is also printing in the same result. That is why we given the result in this format. See, even if you are not keeping this in a separate line, it will work. For just your understanding, I kept this in separate line. You can just type in this way also. There is no difference. Understanding what I am saying? But the problem is you will not be able to see all the lines if you are keeping in separate lines. Keeping separate line is nothing, just you can press. I will show you that. Previously it was like this, correct? Previously it was like this. What I did in between this next line, so like next line is what? It will make a new line. So to understand that clearly, after the next line I pressed enter. Automatically that one string become two string and also plus is added automatically. I don't have to do that. Understanding? So after that next line I pressed enter. So it came into the second line. But this order is not matters. If I am not giving slash n here and I am keeping this in separate line in my code, that will not reflect in output. So same as slash n, we have different escape characters. You can check what are the escape characters available in Java. There is slash t, slash b, slash, like some more escape characters are there to make this output formatting. For output formatting we have different escape characters. Also I can print the string by giving this directly in the print statement, correct? If I don't have to store this data for any future purpose, then I don't want to use the data, right, variable, right? I can directly give the method call inside the system.out.println. So whatever string value is coming, it will print directly. What is the difference? I'm not storing that in a variable. So what is the difference in not storing the data? I cannot use that in future. If I have to use that in future, I have to store that value. Here I'm not going to use that in future. So I can directly print in this way. I don't have to keep that in a variable. Understanding? Whatever value is coming from the method is directly given to this print statement, it will print. Like if you want to use the data later, you have to store that in a variable. That's it. Any doubt? Okay, any other programs, are you feeling difficulty in any other programs? What about 13th one, that meter per second, kilometer per second, that program completed? No, then you have to say that, right? That is why I am asking. Any other programs are there? We will discuss that one now. Any other programs are there? No, everything is small programs only, right? It is easy programs only, right? Only that one you might get confused, that meter per second, kilometer per second. Actually, we are finding the speed, right? So what we can do in this program, what we have to do in this main method for this program? Again, scanner, what is the syntax of scanner? Correct? Then how many inputs we required for this program? Three is not required actually. We will take one distance value and one time value. One distance and one time value. We can select that unit also. If I am considering in my program, my distance is meter or my time is seconds. Understanding? I can mention that here. Enter the distance in meter. Fine. Enter the distance in meter. Then what will I take? Where will I take the value? Where will I store the value? What data type I can choose? Integer? Anything, no problem, your wish, your program, right? Float, okay, float. Then okay, distance I will take meter itself to not to get confused, because distance in meter, right? Meter equal to scanner dot, which method I can use? Next float. Then what is next item? What is next item required? Enter the time in. Okay. Then what can I take here? Int is enough, right? No, 2 inputs is enough. It's okay, 2 input is enough. Actually, we will take one distance and one time. It's okay, no problem. Okay, we will convert that. That is what I am trying to say. We will take two inputs. One is distance in meter, one is time in second. So for finding all other units, what we will do is we will change this. How many data we have to find? Meter per second, kilometer per hour, miles per hour, right? So how many units we required? Actually in total, we required meter, we required kilometer, we required seconds, we required hour, we required mile. 5 data are required, right? So what we will do is, with this meter and second, two data, we will convert this value into all the different units. So it will be easy, right? Seconds into hour, meter into kilometer, meter into mile. So that 2 data is enough. We will convert the data. So how we can make that? Time, we can say seconds, right? Equal to scanner dot next int. So 2 data are taken. From this I can directly find out what is meter per second. Correct? From this directly we can say what is meter per second. Then if I have to find out the kilometer or mile, what can I do here? Float kilometer. How can I find out float kilometer? I don't want to do that in logical part. We will not do in main method, right? So what we can do? Logical part, like we will not do any expressions kind of things in main method. So we will create method. Create a method for converting what conversion? Meter into kilometer. Okay, public static float. Okay, float get kilometer. We will take meter value, right? No, what is the data type? Float meter. Any doubt? Then return what? How can I convert meter into kilometer? I have meter. Meter into done kilometer. Then what is the next conversion required for this program? Static float get. Then with which data we can convert into my meter, right? Can we use, okay, meter itself we will use. Why to make confusion? How can I convert meter into mile? Meter into, that equations you can get from Google easily. Meter into, okay, what is that? 1609. Is this correct? Okay, so meter into 1609, right? 1 mile. Fine. Then what is the next conversion required for the program? Time. Okay, so minute is not required. I am not finding meter per minute, so minute is not required. So get hour. Get hour, what data we have? From where we are converting into? Okay, seconds. Fine. Then what is the conversion? Return seconds into 60. Seconds. Okay, correct. We will do this first, right? Correct. Then here confirm this one also. How we can find out mile from meter? meter to mile conversion. Meter divided by 16. This one same, right? 0.34. Okay. 0.34 F. Okay. Any like, is this correct? Verify again. Correct? So how can I get that values in this main method? How can I get kilometer? In main method we will not do any calculation. All logical items we will keep in different methods. So how can I get kilometer? Get kilometer. Get kilometer, meter we are passing, so we will get the kilometer. Then what is next data required? Okay. How can I get miles? Get mile. Then what is next data required? Int get hour. All the data are like we gathered all the data, right? Then what we have to find out? What we have to find out? Speed in meter per second, kilometer per hour, miles per hour. So how many methods are required for that? 3 different methods again required, right? How we will create? Public static. Then what data type we will use? Okay, float, get meter. Fine. Then how many data is required? How many data is required? I will not use logical items in my main method. In main method I will not write any expressions. All the expressions we will write in method. Because if I am writing anything in main method, I cannot use that later. What is the use of method? I can use that function anywhere in the project, right? Anywhere in the program. That is why we are keeping all the things in methods. So if I am writing that in main method, I cannot use that anywhere. In another program I cannot use that. That is why we are keeping all the logical parts. Like this is a equation, right? This equation I can apply in anywhere where I required that conversion. When I have to find out the meter per second value in any point of time in my project, I can call this method. Understanding? So that is why we are keeping that all the logical parts or expressions we are keeping in different methods. So what will I, how many data is required? Yes. Okay, that is error. Thank you. We have to pass meter. Yeah. Then here how many data is required? What are the data? So what is the data type? Float. Float, meter, then what is the unit? Int. Seconds, right? How can I get meter per second from this? Return. Return. How can I write that? Correct. Then what is the next unit we have to find out? Public static float get kilometer per second, no, per hour. Then how many data is required for calculating this? Kilometer or meter? Kilometer, right? kilometer comma int hour. That is why we are finding that, right? Then return what? Return what? Kilometer last one, public static float get correct miles per hour. How many datas we required? How many datas we required? Float mile. Okay, don't use capital letter. Int hours. Then return what? So all the expressions we given in different methods. So what we have to do next? What are the data like I required here? I can directly print or I can take that into variable. That is up to are we going to use that thing later. Based on that we will select that any two options. If I am going to use that in later, then I have to specify, like I have to specify a variable where it will store the data. Otherwise I can directly print. So get first one is meter per second. So we will pass meter and seconds. Then what is next data? Get what is next data? Kilometer per hour. We will pass kilometer and hour. Then what is next? Get miles per. Okay, we 1 second. Okay, this is meter. Okay, miles per hour. So if I have to give some message, then how can I give the message? What is this data? Meter per second, right? You can give a proper message there. I am just giving this representation so that it will show some difference in all lines. Otherwise some data will come, we will not identify. This actually we can print at last, correct? These are units, so we can print this portion at last with the value. That will also be good. It will print meter per second at last, correct, after the value. Then last data is what? So how we will give miles? Okay, because if I am giving m, it is meter is already there. We are representing meter. That is in seconds. Okay. So what data I can give? So you have to think we are going to convert this into kilometer and also miles. Whatever distance I am giving, that will be converted into kilometer and miles. So we have to give a big data, correct? Then also for seconds. We are converting that into hour. So if we are not giving a proper big data, it will show only point values, right? So what data I can give here in meter? I will give 353434, correct? Okay, then here seconds, okay, I given one value. Can you find out, based on this value, can you find out what will be the result? What will be meter per second, what will be kilometer per hour, what will be mile per hour? Control statement means what? Flow of the code. We already discussed about one control flow. What is that? We will, whenever we are keeping a method called, we will go to that method and perform the code. Again, it will come back to the same line. That is also a kind of control flow. Control is changing, right? Flow of control is changing based on the method called. Correct. And we can also control the flow using some statements. So that is control statements. How we can, in how many ways I can control the flow? What are the control statements available in Java? That is conditional statement. So looping statements are there, conditional statements are there in control statement. Control statement, we have conditional statements and looping statements. Looping or iteration or repetition statements. So what is this control statement and looping statement? Anyway, it is controlling the flow. Flow of statement is controlling. So what is conditional statement and looping statement? Okay, conditional statement also can be called as what? What is conditional statement? Decision making. Okay, what is decision making? What is mean by decision making? So based on one condition, I will choose the statements, or I can select the options. So can you take some real-time example? Based on some condition, you will perform some operation. Real-time example, whatever, anything you can consider. I'm not talking about programming concepts, right? We are discussing on real-time examples. So you can take any example. Okay. Make it as a sentence. Okay, what is the condition there? Condition there. If else. Okay, no, I am saying what is the condition of getting something here? You have to be present in the class to get what? Attendance. Right. To get the attendance, you have to be present in the session or class. So, what is the condition there? Condition is what? If you are present in the class, then you will get the attendance. So condition is, are you present in the class or not? Based on that, you will get the attendance. If you are present in the class, then you will get present. If you are not present in the class, then you will get absent. You will not get the attendance. So in this way, we can find out lot of real-time examples, right? Condition, we are making decision. If I am hungry, I will go out and eat something. If I am not hungry, I don't want to go out, right? Why should I go out if I am not feeling hungry? So we can take any example, any real-time example we can take. Condition. Condition means one condition will be there. Based on that, I will take the decision. I will take the option. So condition is there. Based on that condition, we are going to perform some set of code in programming. Okay, we will. So how many type of conditional statements are there in Java? If conditional statement is there, then in if itself we have, mainly we can say if and switch is there. In if, how many variants are there? Normal if is there, or we have if and else, then else if. What is else if? Okay, we will discuss that, no problem. Else if is there. This we can call as if else ladder. Fine. Then any other if variants? Nested. These are the some variants available in Java to perform these conditional statements. Fine. So if is there, if else, else if or if else ladder, both are same. Then nested if. These are four common variants we have in if. We will use that in different situations. Based on the situation, we will select this. We will discuss one by one what is this and all. Then we have switch also. So how many total conditional statements are there? All these things we will discuss. So what is normal if? If means what? One condition will be there. One condition will be there. Based on that condition, I will select the option. If the condition is satisfying, I will go for that true option. If the condition is not satisfying, I will go for the false option, because it is not satisfying, right? I have to select based on the condition. So we will do one example program based on condition, how we can get a, like what we can do as a program. Any idea? Okay, so I will give you the idea of syntax. What is the syntax of if? Then I will give you one program. You try to implement that. What is the syntax of if? If we will write what is how? Okay, I have to find out the given number is negative or positive. Whatever the given number is, whether it is negative or positive, I have to print that. So how can I do that operation? If what will be the sentence in English? If number is correct, greater than, so number greater than 0, then print what? The number is positive. This will be the English sentence, right? Correct. This will be the sentence. So with this sentence we can directly convert into program. What is the condition here? Number is greater than 0. So this is the condition. Number is greater than 0. If this condition is true, or if this condition is satisfying, then what will I do? I will print the number is positive. Else, so how can I write this? How can I write this statement as a code? First we required one number. You have to take this number from user. I'm just taking now one data. Then how can I check whether the number is greater than 0 or not? If condition is what? Number greater than 0. Any number greater than 0 is positive. So then what will I do is, I will write if, then condition, after that condition bracket opening and closing, don't type here semicolon. Syntax is what? If condition Then if the condition is satisfying, which means if the condition is true, we will open a bracket. In this bracket will be for true statement. So what is a true statement here? What will I print? The number positive. Correct. I am not discussing about the remaining part. Only positive I am printing. If I have to print the negative data, then I can again add one more statement, right? If again one more statement I can add here, right? If number less than 0, then what will I do? System.out.println, the number is negative. Any doubt? So I given one condition. Two conditional statements I am using. In first conditional statement, what is the condition there? Number is greater. If this expression, what will be the result of this expression? It can be true or false. Correct. This expression I am saying. It can be true or false. If true is coming into this if, then true statement will perform. This will be the true statement. If this expression is giving false, then this statement will not perform. Because based on the condition we are deciding which statement to be performed, which statement to be not to perform. Which statement should be skipped. We are deciding based on the condition. That is conditional statement. Getting my point? What is conditional statement? Based on the condition we will decide which statement of the code should perform and which statement of the code should skip. Only one portion of the code will perform at a time. So only if this condition is true, this statement will perform. If the condition is not true, we will skip this selected code and we will go for the next line. Any doubt? You can note that down in that same way. If condition is true, then we will perform the if block. Block of if we will perform only if the condition is true. If the condition is false, we will skip the block of code. Fine. Which variant of if we are discussing right now? Simple if. Only if is there. Simple if. So two examples we are discussing. Simple if, two examples. Only if is there. We are comparing one condition and based on that condition we are deciding whether to perform this code or not based on the condition. If the condition is true, we will perform this code. If the condition is false, we will not perform this code. We will not perform the code. Any doubt? Conditional statement. I will also take one example whatever we discussed before. So if is actually working with what? If is working with which type of data? Boolean data, right? Because we are giving a condition. If that condition is giving true, if will perform. If the condition is giving false, if will not perform. Correct? So based on what Boolean data is coming in the condition, if is performing, right? Okay, so what I am going to do is present. Then what will I do? What will I do? If a person is present, then what will I do? True will come into if. If true is coming into if, then true statement will perform, right? So I am giving present. Okay. Fine. I will also take one more item, else. Not present is absent. So here what will happen? This is not simple if, right? This is not simple if. This is if else. What is the use of if else here? What data is coming into this if? True or false? Is this true or false? So what will I get? So if true means we will perform the true statement or if block. If true. If true, we will perform if block. If false, then if the boolean data false is coming here, then we will not perform this line of code. We will directly go to else block. Note down that. If true means we will perform if block. If false means we will perform else block. That is if else. So we have one condition and two options in if else. Correct. We have one condition and two options. So every time you have to remember one thing. If it is a boolean data, I don't have to compare that with any other boolean data, right? Even if I am comparing, what will I generate? A boolean data. So I can directly pass that boolean data into the if or any condition. Boolean data I can directly give. Boolean is actually what? True or false. I don't have to compare that again to find out true or false. Understanding? Condition means it can be, like condition is what? It will give true or false. So boolean data can be a condition, right? Because already it is a boolean value, true or false value. So what will I get here as result? What will I get here as a result? Okay. It is present. So if I am giving this as false. So what is happening? In this portion, the data will come as false. So if false means which block of code will perform? If block or else block? Else block. Are we giving any condition in else block? Why we are not giving condition in else block? Can I give some condition here? No. Why? When this else block will perform? Only if block is only if the condition is false. At that time else block will directly come and perform. So I don't have to specify any other condition here for else. Else is dependent on if block. If that condition of if true, if block will perform. If false, else block will perform. Any doubt in this if else second variant of if? First variant means what? One condition, one option is there. If that condition is satisfying, I will perform that option. If that condition is not satisfying, I will not perform that option. That's it. Second variant is what? One condition and two options are there. Correct. If the condition is satisfying, I will perform the true option. If the condition is not satisfying, I will perform the false or else block. Understanding? Note down in the same way. And while doing some programs, you will get the clear idea. So two variants. What is conditional statement? What is mean by conditional statement? Based on the condition, we will select one option to perform. Understanding? So we discussed about two type of conditional statement. One is what? Simple if. What is mean by simple if? Only one condition is there. If that condition is satisfying, we will perform one line of code. If that same condition is not satisfying, we will skip that line of code. So not only one line, I can keep multiple lines in that block. I can keep multiple lines in this block. Correct. How many lines are there right now? I will just show you that one by one. 1 second. How many lines are there? In this way, I can add any line of codes here in this if block, right? So this if block will perform only if the condition is true. Correct. This block of code will perform only if the condition is true. Correct. This block will perform only if the condition is false. Understanding what I am saying? So based on this condition, it is purely based on that condition. If the condition is true, then if block will perform. If the condition is false, then if block will skip, else block will perform. Any doubt? So one condition and two blocks are there. I can select any block. Based on that condition, it will select the block. Correct. So if I am saying user will give one data, you have to find out whether it is odd or even. If it is odd, you have to print the number is odd. If it is even, you have to print the number is even. How you can do this operation? What can be the condition? How you can check the number is odd or even? If the number is, so condition I am taking, if the number can be anything. Number, how can I find out divisibility? If the number is divisible by 2, how can I find out the divisibility? What is the logic? Number divided by 2? Remainder. So it is not this division, modulus. Modulus is, number modulus 2 is equal to what? 0. Then it is what? Even. If this is not the case, then so number modulus 2, like number modulus 2 means what? Any number divided by 2. Only 2 reminders are there, right? Only 2 remainder options are there. What are the remainder options? Remainder can be 0 or 1, because we are dividing with 2. Correct. If I am dividing with 2, the remainder, only 2 reminders I can get. Either it can be 1 or 0. If it is 0, I will say the number is even. If it is 1, then I can say the number is odd. So this is the condition. Can you write a program? Take a value from user. Create a new class, odd or even. Create a new class, odd or even, and take a value from user. Integer value you can take from user. Whatever value user is giving, you have to print whether the data is even or odd. So for that, how we can make this if else? There we have to use if else, right? Correct. We like which variant of if we will use for that condition? Is that simple if or if else? Why? Because 2 options are there, right? It can be even or it can be odd. Correct. One condition, based on that condition, it can be even or odd. So 2 statements I have to refer. So if else is required. When we will use simple if, one condition and I have to perform one option. If that condition is not satisfying, I will skip that option. So in that case, we will use simple if. So simple if and if else we are discussing. Which we can use for this program? Finding odd or even. If else. So try that. First you have to figure out which if variant I can use for performing this condition. Then we can apply that particular variant. So scanner object is created, then how we can take the value from user? What data is required? Number, right? Okay, then we can ask for number. Enter the number. Enter the number. Then int number equal to scanner dot object dot next int. So I will get the number data. Using this number data, what should I do? What is the condition? If number modulus 2 0. If this expression is giving 0, that means what? Our data is even. So what can I print here? Open bracket and closing bracket. Then inside that, what will I write? Number plus space is even. Correct? If this is not even, if the number which we given is not even, then this condition will be false, right? Correct? If the number entered number is 51, will this condition satisfy? Yes or no? This condition will not satisfy, right? So what we will get? What we should print? Number plus space is not odd. Correct? Correct? Yes or no? Any doubt? It is simple, right? Because we discussed about the syntax. So using that syntax you can write this code. So when this statement will perform, when this statement will print, when this statement will print, which condition? So if this condition is true, at that time we will perform the if block. If this condition is false, else block will perform. Any doubt? What about the second program? What is the second program that I given? Age. What change I have to, how can I do that program? What data we have to take? What data we have to take? Okay, then int age. Int is not required actually because age is a small data, right? Okay, fine. Age is equal to scanner dot next int. Then condition is what? Age greater than equal to 18. If age greater than or equal to 18, then correct? Then if the age given by user, that age value is not greater than 18, then or not equal to 18 or not equal to or greater than 18, then what will happen? What we have to, so if the condition is not satisfying, then we will keep that false statements in else block. What we will keep here? Person is any doubt? So when this block will perform, whatever the age user giving, if that age is greater than or equal to 18, then this block will perform, right? If the user is giving the age value is less than 18, then else block will perform. Any doubt? Any doubt here? Come on, tell me. Is that clear? What is the next program? 5-digit number, what will be the condition for that program? I will not explain that program, like I will give you, like you have to give me the idea of what condition I can use. What will be the condition there for the third program? If the number is, user can enter one number, any number, if the number is greater than 5-digit, right? Okay. We can't do. Acha. How? What is 5-digit number? I thought it is 5. Like it is 5-digit number, right? So how can I find out whether the number, the user entered number is a 5-digit number? 5-digit number. Number. So 5-digit number will come in which range? 10,000 to how many nines? 5. So if the number is in this range, then I can say the number is 5-digit number. How many conditions will be there? How can I write this condition? Think. If number greater than or equal to 10,000, okay, but that is only one condition, right? Okay, number. Okay, I am taking here number. So number greater than or equal to 10,000. Good. And also one more condition is there. It should be in a range. So why we are using AND operator? Can we use OR? Both the condition should be true. Then only we can say that number will be in the range. Correct. If I am saying 1 to 10 as a range, if I am selecting 0, is that number in that range? No, right? 0 is not inside 1 to 10. Correct. So how can I check there? The number, whatever number I am going to enter, should be greater than 1, or less than, greater than or equal to 1, or less than or equal to 10. Then only I can say that is inside the range. Both conditions should satisfy. Then only I can say the number is inside the range. Correct. If any of the condition is not satisfying, means what? It is outside the range. It is not inside the range, it is outside the range. Consider 50. I am taking 1 and 10. So 50 is greater than or equal to 1, right? Greater than or equal to. So greater than is there. So it will be true. 50 is greater than or equal to 1. Next condition is what? 50 less than or equal to 10. True or false? False. That means what? It is not inside the range, it is outside. Correct? Understanding? If I am taking 0 and I am checking with 1. 0 greater than or equal to 1. True or false? False. Why? It is outside the range. It is not inside. So any data inside the range will be come in between 1 and 10. Range means that, right? Greater value, smaller value is 1, greater value is 10. So any data inside the range means what? It should be greater than or equal to least value, less than or equal to higher value. Correct? So here the least value is what? 10,000. Because we are finding the 5-digit number. Then the greater value is what? Number less than or equal to the greatest one. What is the greatest one? The range. For the range, what is the greatest value? 5 nines. So least value and greatest value. So in this way we can find out the range, whether the data is in the range or not. Both conditions should be satisfied. That is why we are giving AND. So try this program. Is it working? 5-digit number, right? Is this 5-digit number? Four-digit number I given. We will give a higher data also. So it will work only for the number which is in the range. In the range means range is starting from 10,000 to 5 nines, because all 5-digit number will come in that range, right? The least 5-digit number is 10,000, correct? 10,000, and the maximum 5-digit number is 5 nines, correct? So in that way you can find out that. Okay, try to do all other programs also. Yeah. This one. This one. So if you don't want to use this condition, you can also use one another condition, that is you can use 4 nines. Don't confuse. You can use like this.
What I am saying is 4 nines. In the next line, write something in the comment.
Where?
In a new line.
Okay.
In comment.
Okay.
4 nines.
4 nines.
Less than number.
That is what I did, right? Same thing I did, right?
Less than. After that.
Okay, you are checking for. Okay, fine. I understood.
Less than.
Less than number. Then.
No, greater than.
Greater than or less than?
Greater than.
Greater than.
Yes, sir.
Okay, less than. Then this one.
Less than. Write the less than.
Which logical operator?
Less than. No, write something.
Okay, no, you cannot do that. That is mathematical logic, right? This one you are talking, right? No.
Yeah, right.
That is mathematical logic, right? In mathematics, we will represent that like the value is greater than this one and less than this one likewise. But I cannot perform that here. That is why we are using logical operator. I thought you are talking about.
No,
This is also possible. This is also possible. This condition is actually same. Understanding? Because what is greater than 99, like 4 nines? Greater than 4 nines means when it will become true? From 10,000, right? This 4 nines also, this will give false only. Correct? Equal to also we are not considering here. So you can start from here also. For all condition, we can write any condition in 2 ways. Understanding what I am saying? So instead of writing less than or equal to 10,000, I can write in this way, greater than 4 nines. That is also same result giving. Then here also I can use, instead of 5 nines, I can type, how many datas are there? It is 7, right? So this will be the data. Less than this value means what? The very less than the very highest value which will be satisfying this condition is what? 5 nines. Correct? And in this way also we can write the condition, no problem. I am just giving you that idea. You can use any. Which one is comfortable for you, that you can use. Any doubt? So are you understanding what is if and if else in Java? Any doubts in that? No, right? Okay, then we have 2 different variants also. Another 2 different variants also. What is that variant? What are the variants we have other than these 2? Else if or if else ladder, and one more item is there. What is that? Nested if. So what is this if else ladder? Any idea? We will make that here. So consider, we discussed about that negative values, right? Negative and positive value, correct? There I already said we will not get the exact output if we are applying normal if and else. We will not get the exact output. So because there is not only two conditions, we have three conditions. What are the conditions available? Number can be greater than 0, number can be equal to 0, number can be less than 0. Three options are, three conditions are there, right? Or we can say two conditions, minimum two conditions and three options are there. Understanding what I am saying? Number can be greater than 0, so that is positive. Number can be equal to 0, that is not positive, not negative. Number can be less than 0, that is negative values. Correct? So three options are there, right? Understanding? Three options are there, right? For that case. So in that kind of case, we will use if else ladder or else if. If we have multiple conditions, then we will use else if ladder or if else ladder. Also for multiple these two items are actually using for multiple conditions, but there is a behavior difference. We will discuss about that behavior difference. So right now we are working on number greater than 0 is what? Positive value. And number less than 0 is what? And number equal to 0 is what? Equal to 0. Not positive, not negative. One more thing is what? Number can be less than 0, that is negative. Correct? So how many conditions we have to write here? Actually, do we want to write three conditions? One condition, if it is satisfying, I can say positive. If this condition is not satisfying, then I can check another condition, right? If the second condition is satisfying, then I can say it is not a negative number, it is not a positive number. If this second condition is also not satisfying, then I don't have to check again new condition, right? Because only three options are there. Listen everyone, we have only three options. So if I am keeping two conditions, then automatically third option will be this one only, right? Because I don't have any other option. Getting my point? So if I have multiple conditions, then I cannot choose these two items. If I have multiple conditions to check, then I have to select any of these items. If else ladder or nested if. But here what we are doing, first we are checking one condition. So how can I check the condition? If number greater than 0. Correct. If this is satisfying, then what will I do? System.out number is positive. Fine. We will also create that number. I'm just taking now. You have to take that from user. Number equal to, I'm just taking one value. Okay. So first condition is given. If first condition is satisfying, we will do this operation. Correct? If first condition is not satisfying, then what should I do? I have one more condition, right? One more condition I have. How can I write that condition? Can I write directly if I am writing directly if, this will be parallel ifs, right? One if is there, another if is there. There is no link between these two ifs. Correct? But actually how it is working, if the condition is satisfying, we will print positive. If the condition is not satisfying, we will go and check the next condition. Correct? So if it is not satisfying, then else part. Correct? Inside the else part, I will check. Inside the else part, I will check if number, what is the condition? Equal to 0. Understanding? If is there. If the condition is not satisfying, then I will come to the else block. Correct? Directly it will come to the else block if the condition is not satisfying. Understanding? Yes or no? So, if the condition is not satisfying, we will come directly to else block. Inside that else block, I have another condition to check. What is that condition? Number equal to 0. If this condition is satisfying, what will I say? What will I say? Correct? Not positive, not negative. Then, if this condition is not satisfying, where will I go? I will create one else block. Understanding? Inside that else, do I have any other condition to check? I can check, but there is no other option, right? This is the final option. So I can keep here system.out.println number is negative. Are you understanding what is happening here? Then I will give you the idea of if else. No, else if. Because this is the actual logic what is happening inside if else ladder. Actual logic. Understand? If you are understanding this, then it will be easy for you to understand what is happening in else if. So, how many conditions are there? How many options are there? 3. So, how many conditions we have to check? 2. And that condition is also related. First condition is what? Greater than 0. If that is true, then I don't have to go and check for any other condition, right? It is like plan A, plan B, plan C I am creating. I am going to host one event. For that event, I am keeping some plans. Plan A is there. Plan B is there. Plan C is there. When I will perform plan B? If plan A is failed. If plan A is not going to work, in some that depends on some situations, scenarios and all. If plan A is not going to execute, I will have one backup plan. That is plan B. So when I have to check for plan B, only if plan A is not satisfying. Again, when I will check for plan C, if plan A is not satisfying and also plan B is also not satisfying, then I will go and check for plan C. So this is a kind of like, this is the actual working of else if. We are checking for the first condition. If that condition is not satisfying, then I will go and check for the next condition. If the very first condition itself satisfying, what will I do? I will perform that if block. I don't have to check for the else part, right? Understanding? If number is greater, if the given number is greater than 0, then I don't want to go for the else block. Correct? Guys, are you with me, everyone? Condition is what? Number greater than 0. What number I given here? 234. Is this satisfying or not satisfying? If it is satisfying, which block will perform? If block. If it is not satisfying, consider this is negative value. If it is not satisfying, is that satisfying now? Then what will happen? Will I perform this block? Then we will directly go to where? Else block, right? Inside else block, what I am doing? One more condition I am checking. What is that condition? Number equal to 0. Is this satisfying? If it is not satisfying, where will I go? Where is that else block? Here, right? So this block will perform. What will I get? Is that negative value? Understanding how if else is if else ladder is working? This is the third variant of if. Third variant. This we can write in a shorthand form. This same logic we can write in a shorthand form, that is if else ladder. If same thing I am going to take a copy. So first condition is checking. If it is true, it will perform the first block. Then directly it will come. If it is not satisfying, directly it will come to else part, right? Here itself, instead of creating a bracket, here itself I will write else then if. Understanding? Else then if. Another condition. This is a shorthand form of whatever logic we explained. So if this condition is satisfying, then which block will perform? This if block. Correct? If this condition is also not satisfying, where will we go? Else. Understanding? This is actually a shorthand form. This is the actual logic happening. Note down this, it will help you later. This is the actual logic happening in else if. And also how it is performing? It is performing like choosing one plan. If plan A is executing, then I don't have to go for plan B. If plan B is executing, then I don't have to go for plan C. So based on the first condition, we will decide whether to check the next one or not. Understanding what I am saying? If you are not understanding, can you please raise your hands and ask the doubt? I will again explain. You can just note down, if else ladder is working like plan A, plan B, plan C, executing plan A, plan B, plan C. An example, real time example. It is a real time example, right? If plan A is executing, then I don't have to go for plan B. When I will go for plan B? Only if plan A is not able to perform. In that kind of situation, we will use this if else ladder or else if. Take a photo. Why you are writing all this? You can write later. Take a photo and share it in WhatsApp group. This one will be the actual form. First one is the logic. How if else is performing. No, else if is performing. This one is else if syntax. So if this condition is satisfying, listen again, once again, if this condition is satisfying, which block will perform? If this condition is satisfying, it will perform the first block, right? If this condition is not satisfying, only at that time we will go to the else. And we have one another condition. We will check this condition. What condition is happening here? Is that true or false based on our answer? Our value is minus value, right? So is this true or false? False. So if it is true, then this block will perform. But here it is false. So it will directly go to else. Again, do I have any if conditions? I don't have any if conditions, right? So it will directly print this block. Our value is what? Minus 234. So which block will perform for that number? Else block, right? If my number is 0, which block will perform? Else if block will perform, right? If my number is positive value, then if block will perform. Understanding? I can also give you one program to do in the same way. So we know weekdays, right? Weekdays. How many weekdays are there? Okay, what are the weekdays? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, like we have till Saturday, right? Sunday to Saturday. Okay, if I am saying how many numbers are there? 7, right? So if I am saying 1, if you can take one value from user. If user is saying 1, you have to print Sunday. If user is saying 6, what you will print? 6, Friday. If Sunday is 1, then Saturday will be 7, right? If I am saying 6, which one you will print? Friday. Friday. Yes or no? So can you make a program for that? Try to make a program where you have to take one value from user. If that value is 1, you have to print Sunday. If that value is 2, Monday. In that way, all the weekdays you have to print. If user is selecting a number which is not in this range 1 to 7, then what you will give? Invalid input. You can add that also. Try to print. So here I am taking the day value. Listen everyone. Here I am taking the day value. So what will be the first thing I have to do? If day equal to what? So if day value equal to 1, can I use 1 equal to? So comparing, right? If day equal to 1, what we will do? Sunday, right? Then can I again use if? The problem is what? There will not be any relation. It will check for all cases. But if it is if else, it will only check if it will only check for one condition where it is getting satisfied. Other than all the conditions will be skipped. When it is comparing and satisfying for one condition, it will not check for any other condition. Okay, I will show you the both cases. So our focus is on else if. Day equal to 2. Then what is this? Monday. I am taking copy of the code. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. And at last one else part. So this is Sunday, Monday, then here 3. Here it is. Okay, 5. right? Given all the conditions, right? All the 7 conditions I given. If number like user can also select any number, right? Other than this range 1 to 7, that is also possible. Correct. User can select any data. So if user is selecting any data other than this 1 to 7, what I should print? So which block will perform for that case? Else block. Correct. What I will write in this? Invalid option. Correct. Any doubt? We given all the cases 1 to 7. We are comparing 1 to 7. If if the day value, whatever day value user is giving, if it is 3, it will compare for 3. Correct. And it will print Wednesday. No, Tuesday. Correct. Tuesday. Check 3. Tuesday. Correct. Based on whatever value user is giving, it will check and it will give the result. Here, consider my user is giving 2. Consider my, listen everyone, this is important. Consider, listen. Consider my user is giving 2. My user is giving 2. It will check here, right? Satisfying or what? Not satisfying means where I will go? Else. Again it is comparing. Another condition. Satisfying or what? If it is satisfying, which block will perform? This block, right? Will I go to else part? So I am not going to compare any of these conditions. Understanding what I am saying? Point to be noted. Understanding what I am saying in this point? If I am finding a satisfying condition here, like plan A and plan B, right? Plan A, how many plants are there here right now? 7 plants are there. If I am satisfying with the second plan, do I want to go for any other plants here? I don't have to go for any other plants, right? I can stop that. In this point itself, I can stop comparing. Understanding? If I am keeping this outside if, like outside if else block, like only if I am keeping, what will happen? I am keeping only if. It is not if else ladder, it is just if. So how many if statements are there? How many if statements are there? 7, right? For all 7 cases I am giving just if. So what will I get as a result? Will it be same as whatever we are getting in last program? No, it won't be same. Okay, we will try both. So here if I am saying 2, if I am printing, my user is giving 2, what will be the condition here? Is it satisfying? No. Will it print this statement? No, it will go to the next line, right? There is no else part, so it is only one single if is there, it is skipping that code, it will come to the next line of the control flow. In next line also another if is there. There is no relation between both the if statements. So second condition, is that satisfying? Yes. Will it print? So this block will print, right? Yes, it is printing. Then what will happen? It will again come out, it will again check for the different condition. Every time it will compare. And if I am keeping 2, I will get Monday and also I will get invalid. That is another problem we are going to face. Correct? Because all these ifs are individual ifs, right? It will come here also. It will check. Anyway, if it is the day value is true, day value is 2, then it will not be equal to 7. It will print invalid option also. Understanding where we have to use this if else. So the best option is what? We can keep else if. So that we are like actually right now these ifs are not individual ifs. It is depends on one another. Every if is coming in else block. Understanding? Every if conditions are coming in else block. One else block, inside that another if condition, inside the else block another if condition. Likewise, it is nested else. Correct? It is nesting in else block. Nested if means we will keep one if inside another if. In one if block is there, inside that if block I will give another if. Understanding? That is nested if. Here actually what is happening? Nested else. Inside one if block, one if and else is there. One if and else is there. Inside the else block I am keeping another if and else. Understanding? So it is a kind of nesting inside else block. Getting my point? So you can consider the example of plan A, plan B, plan C. If plan A is going to execute, then we don't have to go for any other options. We don't have to even compare. Correct? Because first plan itself executing. Any other doubts? When you have to mark attendance? 110 to 130. Mark your attendance fast. So note down one another name also we discussed. Which variant of if is like, which variant is this? Else if, right? Another name? If else ladder. Correct. Check the names. Else if or if else ladder, or we can also say nesting inside else block. So nested else also we can say. Understanding? Concept is understanding, right? And so right now you can identify what is nested if. Inside one if block, another if and else will come. Again inside that if block, another else if and else will come. Combination of if and else is nesting inside if block, or combination of if and else is nesting inside else block. That is these two items. Getting my point? Try to work out this logic, then it will be easy for you. We will discuss about this nested if tomorrow clearly, and switch and nested if we will discuss tomorrow. Focus on this if else ladder, and I will also share you some programs. You can try to work out that program.